The state of emergency, which is the fallout of the political storm in Rivers State, seems to have left Governor Siminalayi Fubara, his deputy, and the suspended lawmakers in the cold. But some governors under the umbrella of the People's Democratic Party, People's Democratic PDP Governors Forum are seeking to overturn the suspension of their colleague, Fubara. These governors from Bauchi, Adamawa, Bayelsa, Enugu, Osun, Plateau and Zamfara states have instituted a suit at the Supreme Court challenging the 6-month suspension. They are also challenging the constitutionality of the voice vote used by the National Assembly to ratify President Bola Tinubu's action in the South state. Okay, Mikhail, how justified is this move, by the PDP governors to institute a case at the Supreme Court regarding the suspension? Is it political or legal posture?
No, it's both.
Both?
Yes, they are in opposition. They are governors in opposition. So they have no reason to not challenge this kind of move. We were discussing the other day, what Senator Shekarau said about the new coalition seeking to take power from Bola Tinubu. And Governor Shekarau's argument was that if they could allow this proclamation to succeed in the National Assembly, it shows that the coalition is weak.
You talked
the
about
fact that the coalition
should
have worked on opposition lawmakers, for example, to frustrate the president at that level. But they couldn't do anything. Now, you do not expect them to fold their arms, And it's the same thing that some of us said, that they are repeating, that they are saying that the president's actions contravene sections 1 subsection 2, 5 subsection 2, and 305 of the Constitution. And they're also challenging the approval of the state of emergency by the National Assembly. As far as they are concerned, it is unconstitutional, as the law stipulates that a 2/3 majority was necessary to ratify such a proclamation. And if what you've done is a voice vote, the voice vote is difficult to determine
the 2/3
2/3 majority via a voice vote. It's difficult, if not impossible. And as I always say, consensus does not necessarily mean unanimity. So you have to be able to show that, yes, 2/3 of the people wanted this. So it's up
But with the voice vote, do you think they went against the law?
Voice vote is
because they said it was invalid.
Rules. It was part of their rules. The presiding officer is permitted to use the voice vote, but I don't know whether there are instances when they cannot use the voice vote, where the Constitution states expressly that this stipulates a different way of determining
a 2/3 majority.
Yes, so I've not read that portion of the Constitution. I don't know what exactly it says. It's for the lawyers.
For the lawyers to
now. The lawyers, and of course the Supreme Court. And sometimes these issues are not necessarily decided by the letters of the Constitution. Sometimes there are political sides to this issue. For example, the Supreme Court may sometimes, if they think that, taking a particular decision may lead to bloodshed, they may not take that decision. They are human beings like the rest of us.
For national interest.
Yes. They may then decide that, let's do it this way. It's always that consideration. I always have that judgment, the split decision that we had when Buhari went to court and got all the way to Supreme Court. That split decision, 4-3. You know, on another day,
it could have been different.
5-2. And 5-2, when a president had been in office for almost around 3 years, you know what that means. They will sometimes think, okay, he has just a few months left. Let him just finish this time. I'm not saying that was what, but I know that sometimes these issues, national interest is also a factor. So the matter is already before the Supreme Court, because when there is misunderstanding between the three organs of government, the matter doesn't even have to go to court. The Supreme Court can step in and say, okay, this is their decision. Just as it happened during the Naira redesign controversy. They will approach the Supreme Court straight away, and the Supreme Court gave judgment.
All right, your thoughts on this, Asuka?
I think at least for there to be peace, because so many people, we've heard so many people threatening over this state of emergency matter. The PDP governors have done the right thing by going to the Supreme Court. At least let's even test, you know, the Constitution. Let's test, you know, let's see how far they will go. I was listening to one senior advocate of Nigeria, and he was giving argument on why he believes that the president has the right, you know, to declare a state of emergency. He mentioned section 5 subsection 3 of the 1999 Constitution that gives the president the powers. You know, I was trying to read it before coming. It says the Nigerian Constitution limits the executive powers vested in the states, ensuring they do not impede federal powers. So I think what he was trying to say there was the president could have also lashed in on this and saying that yes, the state might have powers, but when once the state's powers wants to impede on the federal powers, especially the assets.
Okay, government assets.
Government assets, the national assets.
Like the pipelines and
exactly. Then the president has the right to now say, okay, fine, I'm suspending you. Now, note, it's suspending, not removing. Because so many people think that everybody just saying is removing. No, we still have the governor. You know, even I remember when Ibas was trying to say that he has the power. No, you don't. Your own, you are just there as a delegate. The president is just putting you there to oversee some things, to make sure that that federal assets are being protected for a while before they will now say. And
so it's not about my administration.
No, it's not your administration. You understand? Okay. So people, I feel that now that the PDP governors are going to Supreme Court, we'll be able to see if the president was right in declaring the state of emergency. You know, and don't forget the first time this happened, I was telling people, I say, nobody knows what is the security.
Okay, the security report
that the president had. We had first bomb. We had first explosion. People are saying it's not an explosion, it's a fire. It starts like that. It is from clap that we will now start seeing that everybody will start fighting. You understand? So it starts with the explosion. Then the next thing, another one. Then another one again. So the president might have seen all these things because on that day that he declared the state of emergency, he had a security meeting.
Yeah, he had a security meeting.
So he came out from that security meeting to come and announce. So we must also respect that particular part, you know, that at least the president might have taken that decision based on that section 5 subsection 3 that gives him the power to protect the asset, the federal asset in any state.
Okay.
Fubara is still the governor, but suspended. Let's put it that way. Now, what we even want is for Fubara to see how we can get the lawmakers for them to go back to work. And the only way they can do this is for all of them to come back together and begin to talk.
Okay.
Because all these people that are shouting, I heard that Labour want to go on strike. It is when Fubara was busy demolishing and doing all sorts, they didn't go on strike.
Okay, now in rounding up this conversation, you know, because many analysts, they believe that this move by the PDP governors may hamper genuine reconciliation. You know, just the way the River State matter turned into, you know, drive before the emergency rule. But talk to me, how will you react to this? Your thoughts on this? Do you think it would
No, I don't see. Reconciliation can go on
While they go to court.
while the case is in court. It's sometimes important to test our laws, and whatever the Supreme Court says is final. When Buhari and Emefiele decide to punish Nigerians
Punish us.
with a needless
Color paint.
and failed Naira repainting, it was the Supreme Court that saved us. The punishment was too much. The punishment was too much. There are some states where they do not even have, they don't have more than 10 branches. You know, more than 10 local governments, maybe out of 23 local governments, for example, where you have banks. And you want everybody to change their currency within a short time. And they told the time was not enough. But they reduced the time because they wanted to use it to stop a man whom God had said he will be president. No matter what, if God says you will get somewhere, people can sing all kinds of songs, but we know where they shouted me local. Deluded people. At the end of the day, that man, you would think that the next day would drop dead.
Okay.
The impression they were giving us and the fake picture that they were posting that he urinated on his dress. That same dress that he wore, he went to 3 traditional rulers that day. He wore the same dress throughout. I went to our research desk. I said, let us see these videos. I saw that clearly they doctored the thing.
Okay, but
how will somebody at that level, even if you urinated on his dress, will not change it? Exactly. He will wear the same dress to go and see Akarigbo of Remo. From there, he will go to and see the Oba of Ilaro.
All right. All right, gentlemen, we have our final phone call, okay? Hello, talk to us. Olumiwa, talk to us. 30 seconds.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Hello,
you have
good
30
evening.
seconds. Your time starts now.
Yes, I just want to agree with the actions of the governors as regards taking the case to the Supreme Court, because I think it's high time we tested the law as regards whether the president has the powers to suspend the governors in the course of ordering a state of emergency. Okay. So I think it's a good move beyond the politics of it. So
all right, thank you.
You're right. All
right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, well, it's a fine place for us to leave it. Gentlemen of the press, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Appreciate you, Asoko James. Thank you so much. BK, appreciate you as always. Thank you so much.